Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark with Georgetoon.com. I'm back with another Monday Morning Mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? We've got a brand new coffee this morning, courtesy of RH Dave Wilson. Dave, thank you very much. First sip right now. Hang on. Oh, that's good. That's a good, bold coffee. Check it out right here from Bison Union Black Buffalo Blend. Check that out right there. Huh? Isn't that great? Wow. And here's what Dave wrote. Hi, Mark. I thought you might like to try one of my favorite beans, Bison Union's Black Buffalo Blend. So a bag of beans. Let me start over. Hi, Mark. I thought you might like to try one of my favorite beans, Black Union's Black Buffalo Blend. Say that 3 times fast. So a bag of beans is in transit to you. Here's a product page link. We will provide that link below. I first discovered Black Buffalo when it was introduced as a joint effort with the Black Rifle Coffee Company, whom I discovered about 8 years ago. At that time, both companies sold it on their respective sites. In more recent years, it doesn't seem to be available from Black Rifle Coffee Company, but is still available on Bison Union's site. Since you like many of Black Rifle Coffee Company's offerings, I thought you might like Black Buffalo as well. After you have a chance to try it, please let me know what you think. Cheerio, Dave. Wow. Dave, thank you very, very much. One more sip. This is a great coffee. This is a really nice, bold, smooth coffee. Hang on. Oh, that's fantastic. And we are using our Indiana Jones coffee mug this morning because we are on a new coffee adventure. Big thank you to Jamie Horn for this one. Yeah. Here's what the product page has to say about Black Buffalo Blend from Bison Union. There was a time in America, well, it's a medium roast with bold caramel flavor and nutty undertones. There was a time in America when people built with their hands, when a hard day's work earned a good night's rest, when the coffee was pure and untouched by froth or foam or cinnamon swirls. Pour yourself a cup of Bison Union's Black Buffalo coffee and let it take you back to a time of integrity, gratefulness, and pride. Protect what you love. Wow, how about that? That's great. And there's also some more information like that on the back of the bag. We'll let you get a screenshot of that so you can read that later on. My gosh, Dave, thank you very, very much. And it is a terrific, terrific cup of coffee. As I say, it's bold, it's smooth, it really is. And I like the tasting notes. Hang on, one more sip. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a good one, folks. We'll definitely have a link to this below. Bison Union's Black Buffalo Blend right there. Earn your coffee. Thank you very, very much, Dave. Really, really do appreciate it. Hey, how are you this morning? It's Labor Day here in the United States of America. It's a federal holiday, which means a lot of people have the day off today. So if you're someone who doesn't have to labor on Labor Day, thanks very much for kicking back and tuning us in and enjoying a cup of coffee with me. I really, really do appreciate that. Labor Day here in the United States is kind of the official end of summer, the last big holiday before all the kids go back to school, that sort of thing. We still have a lot of summer left, probably to the middle of the month, like the 22nd or so, somewhere around there. But this is really kind of the unofficial, I guess you could say the unofficial or official, however you want to word it, end of summer here in the United States, the last big holiday. And then everyone goes back to school and everyone goes back to work and, you know, that sort of thing. So, hey, if you happen to be laboring on Labor Day, thanks very much for taking me along on your morning commute. Really, really do appreciate that. One more sip. Hang on. That is really, really good. That is really, really good. And hey, if you're listening to the podcast this morning, thanks very much for tuning us in via all those great streaming services out there like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, that sort of thing. Really, really do appreciate that. Oh, you know what? We forgot to say it. We're going to have to, I forgot to say it. Hey, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug. Let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Absolutely. Hang on. Let me get another sip. Yeah, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. My apologies. But we got a great show for you this morning. Let me get over to my topics. Boy, oh boy, we got a great shaving tip this morning for you. This is kind of like a revisit, double shaving tip kind of thing. Stay tuned for that. It's really terrific. When I read this, I thought, I'm going to use that as a shaving tip. It really is terrific. Some great reminders in there. We got a couple of great Shave Den visits this morning. The usual reminders. We have a giveaway update. We gave away this Beth Jones sponsored giveaway. Absolutely wonderful giveaway sponsored by Beth Jones, and our winner contacted us. So more on that. And folks, we have another giveaway today in the Monday Morning Mailbag, courtesy of viewer Chris Bodrab. So stay tuned for that. Chris, thank you very much. We also have some great refill comments, some new wet shave gear to share with you this morning, and also some questions and comments. Wow, great to be with you this morning. It's a holiday. We're a little more casual. We're going to make a few mistakes here and there, but it's going to be an enjoyable show nonetheless. So thanks very much for tuning in this morning. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Let's get the show kicked off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. Well, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer R.H. Dave Wilson. Yes, the same Dave Wilson who sent along Bison Union's Black Buffalo Blend. Thanks again, Dave. Really do appreciate it. And here's what his email said. The subject heading reads, The Hobby and Revisiting Decisions. Hi again, Mark. Just a note to confirm what you said recently about revisiting items that might not have taken to on first use. When I started my wet shaving journey 3 or 4 years ago, my very first brush was an Omega Boar brush that Razor Emporium included in a starter kit. I used it a few times and didn't really like it too much. So when I discovered synthetic brushes, I never looked back. Your recent discussions on how to break in Boar brushes had me rethinking that decision though, because I realized that as a newbie, I didn't know how to take the time to break it in. After doing a modified version of the 5 minutes at a time for 30 minutes method, I had a completely different brush in my hand. Just use it again for the first time after breaking it in. I now love it, and I fully expect that continued use will make it even better. Thanks to you and my fellow viewers for that information. I have a new rabbit hole to explore. Cheerio, Dave. Hey, Dave, that's absolutely fantastic. And again, Dave's shaving tip this morning reminds us, again, that if you get something, whether it's a razor, a brush, a shave soap, and it just doesn't sing the first time around, set it aside, wait a little while, and come back and revisit it with a, I guess you could say, a new perspective. Maybe even you'll have a little more information, as Dave did, regarding breaking in a Boar brush, something like that. You might have a little more information on how to use the razor that you just acquired, that sort of thing. So yeah, Dave, thanks very much for that. And it's kind of a double shave tip because he mentioned breaking in a Boar brush, and it reminds us of a few of the methods that we've had in breaking in Boar brushes. Just simply using it as often as possible will help break it in, or as he writes here, the 5 minute, what did you say again here? You coined it. You coined it. It was very good. 5 minutes at a time for 30 minutes method. Yeah, that is just really quickly just getting the brush and just loading some soap onto it and then building a lather in your hand for about 5 minutes, and do that in intervals, 5 minute intervals for about 30 minutes. So he did a variation of that. And I think the original method involved Dove soap. So because it's got some moisturizers and that sort of thing, that helps to break down and split the hairs on the Boar brush. Not so much break down, but split those hairs. We also talked about a hair dryer that will, you could kind of use a blow dryer on this and kind of split the hairs that way. Taking the brush, putting it in some cold water, and putting that in the refrigerator for a few days. A lot of great different methods on how to break in a Boar brush. So it reminds us of all those methods on how to break in a Boar brush, but it also reminds us that, hey, if something doesn't really resonate the first time around, a new piece of shaving gear, set it aside, wait a few weeks, a month, however long, and come back to it with a renewed perspective. And you'll be surprised at how much you might like it. So that's always a great way, a great approach with shaving gear if it doesn't work the first time around. And just a note here, here's my Zenith Boar brush with the butterscotch handle, thanks Mom, that Matt Panter very kindly sent to the channel. And I have done a couple different methods to initially break it in, and now I'm using it. And yeah, this is really starting to respond and get very, very soft. It's a wonderful brush. I used it yesterday for a shave. It was marvelous. Yeah. So Boar brushes, the Zeniths are very good. Omegas are very good. There are a lot of great Boar brushes out there. If you have a favorite Boar brush, please comment below and let us know so that others who are interested in Boar brushes can give them a look. So Dave, thanks very, very much for a revisit of a couple of great shaving tips. Really do appreciate it. Now, Dave already has a signed George sketch, and he framed it, and it's being displayed in his shave den. Dave, thank you very, very much for that. Really, really am very, very honored and flattered. Thanks very, very much. But if you out there would like an original signed George sketch, just send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use your shaving tip here on the Viewer Morning Shave Tip segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So Dave, thanks again for a couple of great shaving tips. Really do appreciate it. Okay, it's time for a shave den visit.
Grab your favorite shave soap, whip it up, rich and creamy, fill your cup. Boom, lather. Hot towel ready, face feels prime. A classic shave, so smooth, so fine. 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do the work, no need to rush. Shave like a pro, close and neat. A shave so smooth it can't be beat. Slap on your favorite splash, feel that glow. Shave complete, now you're ready to go. Oh, boom, shave complete, you're ready to go.
Well, we've got a couple of shave den visits for you this morning. First up is something from viewer Scott Martin. He emailed us recently, and the subject heading of that email reads, Music to Shave By. And Scott writes, Hi Mark, Triple M has been better than ever lately, and the effort you put into the show is much appreciated. So thank you. Well, Scott, thank you very much for the kind words. But as I say, the viewers make this show and this channel, so I will pass along your thanks to all of them. So thanks to all the viewers out there for making this show possible. He continues here, I ran across something new for my shave den, and I thought it was pretty unique and wanted to share it. In 1959, the Remington Company was promoting their Roll-O-Matic electric shaver and decided to produce a flexi disc recording to include in national magazines at the time. They called it Music to Shave By. I guess the idea was that you could listen to some tunes while you used your Roll-O-Matic electric razor. Somehow they fit Bing Crosby, Louis Armstrong, Rosemary Clooney, and the Hi-Los all on this record. I was going to video myself playing it to send you, but YouTube has been going crazy with copyright strikes lately, so I think it's better to play it safe. Anyway, maybe someday I'll grab a Roll-O-Matic off eBay, throw this record on the turntable, and have the full Remington experience. I'll let you know if I do. Cheers, Scott. Scott, that is absolutely fantastic. And that record looks great in your shave den. It fits in so wonderfully as if it's always been there. That really is terrific. And what a really unique promotion that Remington did. Never knew they did that. Now, we have links to the recording on YouTube. And Scott is right. YouTube will sometimes give your channel a strike if you don't get permission from the copyright holder to use that material. And I don't know who owns this copyright, who holds it. So rather than risk playing it here on the show, we're going to link to a couple of YouTube videos that don't have any strikes for whatever reason. And you can hear that music there. It really is neat. Runs about 4.5 minutes. Seems to me that that's the length of what it would take to use an electric razor, shave with an electric razor. So maybe that was the whole marketing gimmick. You plug in your electric razor, you start the music, you shave, and by the time you're done shaving, the music is also wrapped up. I'm not sure, but that really was a great marketing angle for electric razors. And I listened to the recording, and it's marvelous. It really is wonderful. Some great music there. So Scott, thanks very much for passing that along. Thanks very much for the Shave Den tour. The record looks great in your Shave Den. Really do appreciate it. And oh, by the way, I know that a lot of folks out there might be thinking, hey, Mark, you got that old electric Remington razor. Is that a Roll-O-Matic? No, it's a Remington Mark III. This belonged to my late brother, Jay, and I'll just show it to you here. It's a Remington Mark III. There it is right there, Mark III. Can you see that? Right there, Mark III. All right, looks like that. All right. Yeah, so it's not a Roll-O-Matic, but I'm intrigued by the Roll-O-Matic. It was a corded electric razor, and this one is a corded electric razor as well. So, yeah, I might grab a Roll-O-Matic off eBay as well if I can find one at a good price. Maybe just to have. I mean, who knows if it's going to work or not, but, just to kind of have for nostalgic reasons. So, Scott, thanks very much for that. Really do appreciate that. Hey, this comes from viewer Dave Richland, and the email heading reads, Fat Boys. And Dave writes, hey, Mark, I've been on the hunt for a Fat Boy razor for a while now, drawn in by its legendary reputation. I've had zero luck searching through antique shops, but my patience finally paid off on my last trip. Not only did I find one Fat Boy, I found two of them sitting right next to each other. Naturally, I had to buy both. I ended up with a 1958 D4 and a 1959 E2. The 1958 was in pretty good shape, but the 1959 was a bit rougher, so I decided to send it to Razor Emporium for a full revamp. The picture below shows my little collection. From left to right, you have the 1958 Fat Boy, the revamped 1959 Fat Boy, and a 1966 L2 Slim I included just for fun. You can really tell the difference with the revamped one. The top is super shiny, and the red dot on the adjustment dial really pops. I got a great deal too. I paid $35 for the 1958 and just $25 for the 1959, so $60 total for two Fat Boys. Wow, that's fantastic. Though I'm trying not to think about the $127.72 for the revamp. That's still a great price, considering what some other high-end razors cost, and you'll have this one for another 70 years, no doubt about it. Razor Emporium did an absolutely spectacular job on revamping that razor. I've shaved with both of them, but I found that my Slim still gives me a slightly milder, yet just as efficient shave. Have a great end of summer, Mark. Looking forward to the next Monday morning mailbag. And that's from David Richland. David, wow, that's a fantastic find in an antique shop. And again, it just goes to show you a little bit of patience, a little bit of research, and you'll come across that really wonderful Fat Boy razor or similar vintage razor that you've been looking for. You never know. You just have to have a little bit of patience. You have to do your research, know what you're looking for, so that when you see it, you'll recognize it and you'll know if it's a good price or not, and if it's worth buying, considering the condition. But my gosh, David, you got two great Fat Boys, and really, you did great decision in having Razor Emporium revamp that particular Fat Boy. That really it looks spectacular, and the 1958 is in great shape too. My gosh, that's wonderful. Congratulations. Thanks very much for sharing that with all the viewers this morning. Well, a big thank you to Dave Richland, and also a big thank you to Scott Martin for sharing their shave dens with everyone this morning. Gentlemen, thanks again very much. Well, here's your reminder to check out shavesplash.com. This is a website that was created by viewer Lee Meyer. If you happen to have a shave soap, but you don't have an aftershave splash for it, well, shavesplash.com is a scent matching website. So you'll be able to find a complimentary aftershave scent that will go with that shaving soap. Really, really terrific. And they also have some great articles and features up there. So check it out. We'll have the link below, shavesplash.com from viewer Lee Meyer. Well, the channel now has auto dub technology courtesy of Google and YouTube. And as the name suggests, it will automatically translate this audio from English into Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French. Pretty amazing. Simply click on the gear in the lower right of the video screen. A menu will pop up, and there you can select the language that you wish to hear the audio in: Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French. It translates it from English to any of those languages in real time, on the fly. Pretty amazing. Auto dub. Check it out. Well, here's your weekly reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Simply get up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup, will come right up. Both of those podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, and now iHeartRadio. Well, we have an update on the Beth Jones sponsored giveaway for you this morning. We recently selected our winner. That winner was Rod Sloan from Melbourne, Australia. Rod very kindly contacted the channel and claimed his prize. Rod, we have it all packaged up in a box. All I have to do is seal it up, put an address label on that, fill out some international forms, and drop it off at the post office. So hang in there. I'll be doing that in the next day or so, and we'll be shipping it out to you. I'll get your tracking number and all that other good stuff. And a big, big thank you to Beth Jones for very, very kindly and generously sponsoring this giveaway. Some great, great shaving gear won by Rod Sloan. Congratulations again, Rod. Really, really terrific and well-deserved. And here's what he wrote in part in an email to me. Life experience observation from an older guy. What a marvelous group of people this wet shaving community is. The congratulations and best wishes in the comments from those who participated here has been humbling. Seems to me that you've cobbled together something pretty special here, Mark. Quite something in time when all too many seem focused only on, well, just themselves. Anyway, enough of that. Thank you again, Mark. Cheers, Rod. Well, thank you, Rod, and a big, big thank you to Beth Jones for sponsoring an absolutely wonderful and spectacular giveaway. Rod, congratulations. We'll be shipping that to you in another day or so. I want to make sure everything gets packaged up and all the forms get filled out correctly. I'll get you tracking numbers and all that other good stuff. When you receive it, please snap a photo of it, shoot a video, whatever, send it into the channel, and we'll share it with all the viewers, letting them know that you received all of your gear, all the prize contents, the items in the prize package in good condition. So please do that when you receive it. And I look forward to receiving that email from you as well. So congratulations, Rod, and thanks again to Beth Jones. Well, this morning we have another giveaway, and this time around it's being sponsored by viewer Chris Bodrab. Now, you may have recognized the name when I mentioned it at the top of the show. Chris is creating these beautiful artisan-made shaving brush handles. And in a recent Monday Morning Mailbag, probably a few months ago, we gave away 3 or 4 of them as a giveaway. And wow, viewers absolutely love these. We also were given one by Chris, and we used that as part of our setting a knot tutorial video. And here it is right here. This is a CB Brushworks brush handle. So these are the CB Brushwork brush handles by Chris Bodrab, and these are terrific. They're not yet for sale, and I can't say when they're going to be for sale, but Chris sent along some more of these beautiful artisan-made brush handles to give away today. Chris, thank you very, very much. You've got 4 chances to win one of these beautiful CB Brushworks brush handles. Let's show you first prize, second prize, third prize, and fourth prize. All right, first prize is this beautiful brush handle here. It is black and blue. It will be for a 28 millimeter shave knot because he marked that right there on the inside. And then again, right there on the bottom, that beautiful CB Brushworks coin. Boy, this is terrific. This has got some great heft and feel to it. Feels wonderful in the hand. And I'll show you that it does accommodate a 28 millimeter shave brush knot. I've got this 28 millimeter shave brush knot right here from Maggot Razors. And check that out, huh? Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Wow, that is absolutely fantastic. So check that out. Okay, first prize is the black and blue 28 millimeter shave brush handle. That is absolutely wonderful. Second prize is this beautiful tapered red and green kind of marbled kind of design right here. This is terrific. I love this little lip here on the base right here. Really gives you a little bit of extra grip to it. This will accommodate a 26 millimeter knot, and I happen to have a 26 millimeter knot here from Maggot Razors, and that fits in there like that. Isn't that beautiful? Check that out, huh? This is second prize right here, and again, it's got the beautiful CB Brushworks coin in the base right there. All right, that's second prize. Third prize is it's a black and dark blue shave brush handle. Has a really nice compact look to it. Right there like that. And again, the CB Brushworks coin in the bottom, right there. All right. And 26 millimeter knot. This accommodates the 26 millimeter knot. Here's the 26 millimeter knot again. Look at that. Every one of these brush handles has looked just great with this knot. Everyone looks wonderful. Yeah, that's fantastic. And last but not least, this is a really unique design in a brush handle. This is a kind of like a frosted white and black kind of design. The white is kind of marbleized in there, but it has a frosted look to it with some black kind of like marbleized highlights there. Really neat with a tapered handle here towards the base. How about that? Check that out. You can kind of see the frosting there. Isn't that neat? Right there like that. Isn't that neat? And again, the CB Brushworks coin in the bottom. 26 millimeter knot will work in this. Check this out. What? Look at how this looks. Look at this one right here. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? That is awesome. Wow. Check that out, huh? Yeah, so we got 4 beautiful brush handles, artisan made by Chris Beaudrab, CB Brushworks. They're not yet for sale, so if you win one of these, you've got a really one-of-a-kind shave brush handle in your shave den. Wow, these are absolutely beautiful. And my thanks to Chris Beaudrab for very, very kindly sponsoring this giveaway. Now, how do you enter? Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below this video. Have an address that Postal Services can deliver to. This is open to everyone around the world, and the deadline to enter is Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. Again, sometime on Tuesday, depending on when I get home and when I get around to recording the video and making the selection of the winners, that sort of thing. But the deadline is Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below this video. Have an address that Postal Services can deliver to. And it's open to everyone around the world. So everyone, feel free to enter this one because whoever wins, we're going to ship them a brush handle, whether it's to Australia, New Zealand, Germany, England, Brazil, Canada, Mexico, wherever, Japan, wherever. We're going to ship it anywhere in the world, open to everyone around the world. So that's what we got going on, this wonderful Chris Beaudrab sponsored giveaway. These beautiful, beautiful artisan-made shaving brush handles that Chris has personally made from his CB Brushworks shop. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. So deadline to enter is September 9th, 2025. Good luck to everyone. Chris, thank you again very, very much. Well, here's your reminder that the 5th annual Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup will take place on Saturday, September 20th, 2025 at River's Edge Cutlery in Hilliard, Ohio, with attendance capped at 50 due to space limitations. Attendees will receive exclusive soap and splash collaborations from Barrister & Mann and Sterling Soap Company, plus a bonus offering from Adopted Acre Soap Company. The event features homemade barbecue, prize drawings from top shaving brands, and a piff table for swapping gear. Continuing its tradition of giving back, the meetup supports the Children's Cancer Research Fund through a raffle organized by Dave Keiss, honoring Barb Keiss's cycling and fundraising efforts. So there you go, folks. It's the 5th annual Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup taking place on Saturday, September 20th, 2025 from 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at River's Edge Cutlery in Hilliard, Ohio. We'll have a link below where you can get tickets. I've got my ticket. I hope to see you there. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on 1 minute. Let me get a sip here. Yeah, that's really, really good. A nice, bold, smooth cup of coffee. Once again, a big thank you to RH Dave Wilson, for very kindly and generously sending along Bison Union's Black Buffalo Blend. This is a terrific, terrific coffee. This is wonderful. And again, if you like a nice, bold, smooth cup of coffee, this is the one to try. I like this one a lot. My gosh, Dave, thank you again very, very much. And once more, we're using our Indiana Jones coffee mug because we are on a new coffee adventure with the Bison Union Black Buffalo Blend coffee. A big thank you to Jamie Horn for sending this one along to the channel. Love that badge artwork right there. Indiana Jones, yeah. Absolutely fantastic. And I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Great to be with you. Forgot to mention, we've got the long sleeve Henley Winking Lizard shirt on because it's cool. My gosh, it's not getting up much above, say, 73 degrees. It's been about 50 degrees at night. It's like, yeah, Labor Day is the official or unofficial end of summer, but also kind of ushers in unofficially the start of fall. And my gosh, we've last few days, we've had some really, really cool weather. To make everyone say, hey, wait a minute, this is this is a little too early for this, don't you think? Some rain, some cool weather. So that's why we've got the long sleeve Henley shirt on, but we like it. Winking Lizard restaurant chain in Northeast Ohio. We've talked about that before. And again, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Speaking of which, check out the Black Coffee Life. That's Mantic 59's website that explores all things black coffee, the healthy qualities of drinking black coffee. And also, check out the Lockhorn. Someday we'll look back on this and quickly change the subject. Hardcover book, and also their Laugh-A-Day calendar. Both of these from my good friends Bunny Host and John Reiner, the folks who are producing that wonderful Lockhorns comic panel. So a big thank you to Bunny and John for allowing me to share that with all the viewers out there. And a big thank you to Mantic 59 for allowing me to pass along information about the Black Coffee Life. Okay, great. We got a little bit of the housekeeping done. So let's get to some of these refill comments this morning. This comes from Mike H. 9701. Hi, Mark. Great Monday morning mailbag. Thank you. Great segments throughout the show, as always. I have a brief take on razor blades to share with you if you like. Best blades for me are King C. Gillette Nasset blades, my all-around go-to that works in virtually every razor that I have, Kai blades from Japan, and the Feather blade from Japan. I basically keep these as my primary rotation of blades. I'm hesitant to name a worst blade because I don't want to offend anyone else who may enjoy using it. But hands down for me, your mileage may vary, are the Zaza blades. I couldn't finish shaving one side of my face with a brand new blade and had to change it out. Subsequent retries resulted in much the same experiences. Anyway, just my thoughts. Well, enjoy the start of the week. Take good care, and best regards as always, Mark. And that's from Mike H. Mike, thanks very much for the feedback on that. Now, we did review and use the Zaza razor blades. These very kindly and generously came from William Meredith, and we used these, I believe, in the review that we did of the Alpha Ecliptic Slant Razor from Phoenix Shaving, and I got a nice shave from them. I got a good shave. Now, I will admit that the Zaza blades are one that I have not reached for in quite some time, and I would say that they're a fairly good middle-of-the-road blade. But yeah, your mileage is going to vary, and I think Jamie Horn, correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie, if you're listening in, I think Jamie tried these, and he said they were kind of tuggy. He didn't care for them too much. But they're super stainless gold safety razor blade. You know what? I'm going to use them again. I'm going to put them in an R89 or my timeless brass razor, something that's really, really mild. That's what I'm going to use them in and see how they perform. So yeah, they didn't exactly turn me off, but yeah, I can understand where you might not think that they're the best blade out there. I think they were a pretty good bargain, middle of the road blade. I'm going to use them again in a milder razor. This razor was very, very good, and I think it accommodated the blade well. It's just that, yeah, I think other blades work better in the Alpha Ecliptic because of its slant configuration and that sort of thing. Maybe being a slant helped this razor blade a little bit as well. Not sure, but thanks very much for that, Mike. Really do appreciate that. And I haven't shaved yet, so after I'm done recording the show, I think I'm going to pop a Zaza blade in one of my milder razors and give it a go. So, Mike, thanks very much for that feedback. Really do appreciate that. This comes from John Shaves 101. The subject heading of the email reads, Bank Holiday 3MB. Hi, Mark. Hope you are well. It's a bank holiday here in the UK, so I get a day off on full pay. What better way to spend it than watching the 3MB? I usually listen in my van, but after convincing my wife she needed something from the store, I get to watch in peace, feet up, and a Dunkin' coffee and Victoria sponge. See the picture? Well, John, we're showing the picture right now. That is awesome. I am so flattered. Thank you very much. Now, this was last week, which was a bank holiday. We have a holiday today. So, John, thanks very much for joining us during your bank holiday. That is really, really wonderful, and I love that picture. And you know, I was corresponding with John because he said a Victoria sponge, and I was wondering what that was. Here's what I found out. Victoria sponge, also known as a Victoria sandwich, is one of the most iconic British cakes, beloved for its simplicity and elegance. It's named after Queen Victoria, who reportedly enjoyed a slice with her afternoon tea. What makes a Victoria sponge special? Structure. 2 light sponge cakes typically made with equal weights of eggs, sugar, butter, and self-raising flour. Filling. Traditionally layered with raspberry or strawberry jam and whipped cream or buttercream. Finish. A dusting of caster sugar or icing sugar on top, no frosting or elaborate decoration. Cultural significance. It's a staple of British afternoon tea, often featured in baking competitions and cookbooks, including those by Mary Berry and the royal family. The cake's name and style reflect Victorian-era baking traditions where balance and restraint were prized. That is awesome. I learned something new. John, thank you very, very much. The next time I visit Costco, I'm going to look for a Victoria sponge, Victoria sandwich. And if they don't have it, I'm going to suggest that they start getting some of those in. It sounds wonderful, and it's something I'm going to have with my coffee. That sounds great. John, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in during your day off. Really, really do appreciate that. And thanks for sending along the picture. Wow, that was absolutely fantastic. This comes from R.H. Dave Shaves. Excellent show, Mark. Thank you. I'm always amazed at the amount of content you're able to pack into the 3MB. Yes, the viewers drive the content each week, but your efforts are significant too. Truly a collaborative effort. Thank you very much for that, Dave. I really do appreciate it. But again, all the credit goes to the viewers, because without them, I wouldn't be able to sit behind this microphone and share all this wonderful information with everyone out there. And again, I am so very, very grateful. When I first started the show, I had no idea where it was going to go. I didn't plan anything. And I just got the most wonderful information and help from all the viewers out there. I listened to their suggestions. I kind of ran with whatever they put out there and, gave it a go. Their ideas and what they provided really resonated with all the other viewers out there worldwide. So again, my thanks to all the viewers out there. I am very, very grateful, sincere, heartfelt appreciation to everyone out there that makes this channel and show possible. Thank you all very, very much. And again, RH, Dave, I will pass along your thanks to all the viewers out there, because they make this show possible. No doubt about it. Without you, this microphone would be silent. So Dave, thanks again very, very much. Really do appreciate that. This comes from Douglas Thompson. The heading reads, Cars and Razors. Hey, Mark, I hope all is well with you. Just finished watching another great 3MB. Sorry about your car, and I thought I would pass on some interesting info. Recently, we bought our daughter a new Corolla. It is the best-selling car in the world, easily 500,000-mile car with proper maintenance. They sell them all day long in Asia with 300,000 miles on them. Parts are very accessible, super reliable car. Anyway, thought I would share the info with you. On razors, I am having excellent results with the Henson Medium Aggression with feather blades. It's the only DE I am using now. Glad things are cooling off in Ohio. Take care and have a good week. Doug, thank you very, very much for the car info. Thanks for the razor info. It really confirms our love and use of the Henson razor. We're using the mild version, and it's been wonderful. And we used it with a Rec Supply Platinum blade. It was fantastic. This past Friday, we had a video where we highlighted a great shave, or a recipe for a great shave, and the Henson razor figured into that. So if you missed that, check that out this past Friday. My gosh, Doug, thanks very, very much. And regarding the car, thanks very much for the car recommendation. Really do appreciate that. Now, folks, this reminds me, I wanted to give you an update. My car did not make it into the Demolition Derby in the Great Geauga County Fair. My brother talked to the mechanic, Steve, and he relayed the information to me and said it's probably going to be in another Demolition Derby down the road. But he decided to go with 2 vans for the Demolition Derby. And they had 2 Demolition Derbies, one on Thursday, one on Saturday. So he decided not to use the car in either of those Demolition Derby competitions at the fair. So sometime down the road, I guess, I don't know, I'll keep you apprised, or maybe he's not going to use it at all. He thought that he was going to get it repaired. The back end, the frame is completely rotted out. I don't know, maybe it's not fixable. Maybe he needs to reinforce it a little more and get ready, and couldn't get it ready in time, and is going to just put it off for a future Demolition Derby. I don't know where it's going to be held. I don't know what the schedule is. So when I find out, I'll let you know. So that's kind of what happened with the Demolition Derby this time around. So we'll see if the car makes it into a future Demolition Derby or not. So fingers crossed. No promises. As I said, when we showed you the video of the car being taken away, I wasn't entirely sure. So here it did not make it into the Demolition Derby at the Great Geauga County Fair. Hopefully sometime down the road. So Doug, thanks very much for the great suggestions on automobiles, confirming how great the Henson razor is, and the reminder regarding the Demolition Derby. Really do appreciate that. Thanks again, Doug. Glenn Martin wrote, Adidas Dynamic Pulse. 2 days ago at the Walnuts in Catskill, New York. Best regards, Glenn, a.k.a. Bug Chief. Here it is, a picture of Adidas Dynamic Pulse on the store shelf at his local, well, he says Walnuts. I think he means Walmart. There it is, $5.38 in Catskill, New York. Check it out, folks. Again, it's a fantastic aftershave. I think it's a lot like Parasso Green, Bart Buzz originally recommended this to the channel and all the viewers because he feels it's exactly like Parasso Green, and it's a heck of a lot more affordable. Let me put it that way. $5.38, and it comes in a glass bottle, and it's available at your local Walmart. So now we've got two local Walmarts, mine and Glenn Martin's in Catskill, New York, where it's the same price, $5.38. So check your local Walmart and check out Adidas Dynamic Pulse and give it a try. It's less than $6. Let us know if you think it's just like Parasso Green. I think it is. I like it a lot. And as a matter of fact, I used it this past Friday to finish up Recipe for a Great Shave in that video. So check it out. Glenn, thanks very much for passing that along. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up this week's refill segment. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Well, as we said at the top of the show, a lot of summer left, even though Labor Day is the unofficial end or official end of the summer season here in the States. There's still a lot of summer left before the seasons officially change with the autumnal equinox. So to celebrate the last hurrah of summer, we reviewed it this past Wednesday. Here it is from Phoenix Shaving, Tower of Sour. Yeah, this was featured on day 6 of the Countdown to National Ice Cream Days Franz Space Cream Advent Calendar. Boy, is this a great scent. Oh, this is marvelous. And here's what Douglas has to say about Tower of Sour. Tower of Sour, a super limited edition homage to the Sour Tower Popsicle by Supersicle. Good humor's old nemesis and often sold side by side off the back of your neighborhood ice cream truck back in the day. Also, one of the most popular scents in this past summer's Franz Space Cream Truck Christmas in July Advent Calendar. You're welcome. Bold, tart, epic, and unforgettable. Scent profile. Grape leading the charge with lemon snapping at its heels and sour cherry holding the base. A frozen monument to 80s summer and future shaves to come. Legend has it, back in the hot neon-blasted summers of the 1980s, there rose a mighty monument of flavor. A frozen skyscraper stacked with 3 tangy tears, it loomed large in the freezers of ice cream trucks everywhere and in the memory banks of anyone brave enough to risk serious tongue adhesion. And make no mistake, grape ruled that tower. From the very first lick, sour grape comes screaming to the front, peppered with purple power like the king of all pops. Supporting the grape empire, tart white lemon shines a zesty spotlight, cutting through the sweetness with sharp clarity. Holding down the base like a concrete foundation, sour cherry adds that red-tinged tang you forgot you loved. Originally unleashed in Franz Ice Cream Truck Advent Calendar, Tower of Sour quickly became the talk of Shavetown, the scent that shave cadets kept chasing long after the popsicle stick was gone. Do not think this is just a novelty scent, for it's not. It's actually very wearable, and I agree with that. This is a marvelous scent. And we also have the Tower of Sour aftershave cologne. Yeah, both of these are wonderfully wearable. So they continue here. So why do we bring back Tower of Sour? Because some monuments are too good to leave in the past. Whether you remember it firsthand or just want to smell like you've WWF'd with the most notorious pop of the ice cream truck era, this is your ticket. Fun fact, the popsicle was invented by 11-year-old Frank Epperson in 1905 in Oakland, 120 years ago, California, Oakland, California, 120 years ago, when he accidentally left a mixture of water, soda powder, and stirring stick outside overnight to freeze. He called the treat an Epsicle, patented it in 1924, and began selling it at amusement parks in 1925. His children later renamed it Popsicle, And in the late 1920s, Epperson sold the rights to the Joe Low Company, which helped the treat become a nationwide success. Meanwhile, Gillette razors would be having a parallel trajectory of success in the same time period. Coincidence? Shave on, shave cadets. And that's from Douglas, product information regarding Tower of Sour. This is a marvelous wearable scent. I think it's perfect for summer. It's great all year round. And as I mentioned in the review, it's great for summer. It's great for the fall, especially when summer starts folding into fall. You still have those nice warm days and cool nights. Yeah, this would be perfect. And also during the winter months, if you want a zesty pick you up or zesty pick me up, this is great. This will bring back those great summer vibes. Yeah, I like this a lot. Again, very, very wearable. A wonderful scent from Phoenix Shaving, Tower of Sour. It's available right now. Get it before the summer ends and wear it all year round. My thanks to Doug, Fran, Huxley, Cube, and everyone at Phoenix Shaving for very kindly sending this one along to the channel and allowing me to share it with all the viewers out there. Tower of Sour from Phoenix Shaving, folks, will have links below. We received this from viewer Al Spencer because we talked about Razorock shaving brushes on last week's Second Cup podcast. And Al writes, Mark, great second cup today. As far as Razorock brushes, I have this one, and what a bargain at $12.99. Its performance is as good and in some cases better than my other synthetics. With its simple handle design and Plissoft synthetic knot, cleaning is a breeze. Definitely at the top of my go-to brushes. Enjoy car shopping. A great time of the year before the snow. Al, thanks very, very much for this. Really do appreciate it. Again, folks, these Razorock synthetic shaving brushes, they're about $12, $13. They're very affordable. They give you great performance. We mentioned the Disruptor last week. That's a terrific one. We have that one in the Shave Den. We also have the Ivory 22, which they no longer make. That's definitely a favorite. I'm hanging on to that one for sure, but I believe they replaced that one with one that is now known as the Keyhole. I think I'm going to pick up a Keyhole Razorock shaving brush. That one looks wonderful. I like the handle design on that. But Al, you're absolutely right. The handle designs are very functional. They have a great utility to them. The Plissoft synthetic shaving brush knots are very, very good, soft and comfortable. They whip up great lathers, and they come in at a very, very affordable price point. So these are great for the Shave Den, to throw in your DOP kit to travel with, and you can always replace them if you lose them while you're on that weekend getaway. So yeah, a really, really terrific shaving brush from Razorock. You can get these at Italian Barber, and we will link those below. So check them out from Razorock, these wonderful, wonderful, affordable synthetic shaving brushes. Al Spencer approved. Al, thanks again very, very much. Folks, we'll have links below. Well, folks, in previous Monday morning mailbags, we've been sharing with you shaving soaps from Enchanted Path Creations. And the one scent that really knocked my socks off is their root beer shave soap right here. Boy, this is root beer. We have the shave soap. We've got the bar soap. We also have the root beer aftershave balm and root beer aftershave splash. Stay tuned for a review. We're going to get that done and get that posted. Really looking forward to the shave with Enchanted Path Creations root beer shave soap. And Colonel Mully shares my love of Enchanted Path Creations, and he wrote the following: Mark, Enchanted Path Creations is one of my favorite soaps. I have that root beer shave soap and splash. People, when you take the top off the tub, you'd swear on your children you were smelling a glass of A&W. If the splash was cold and you didn't know it was a splash, you'd probably drink it. Also, Mark, Zombie Punch is my favorite of all my Enchanted Path Creation soaps. I have 7 in my den. Oh, the performance? Top notch. John and Chaz are the black horse of the soap community. I almost hate to let people know about them so I can keep them to myself. Well, Colonel Mully also sent along this video tour of Enchanted Path Creation soaps that he has in his shave den. Check it out, folks, all the way from Japan. Take it away, Colonel Mully.
Hey, Mark, and all you Monday morning mailbaggers. This is Mully coming at you from Japan. Mark, I noticed this past week on Monday Morning Mailbag and on your weekly shave, you were using one of my favorite artisans, Enchanted Path Creations. Now, they've been my dirty little secret for quite a while, although I have blogged about them and posted them quite a bit on Instagram. They are one of my favorites. Their soap is, the scents are very nice, and you can't argue with the, what's the word I'm searching for? What's the word I'm searching for? Performance. I'm just learning to speak English. Okay, and we'll leave that, and we don't need an outtake. Okay, I just wanted to show you what I've got. So in my Enchanted Path Creations den, I have Ghost Train, Classic 57, Root Beer, and as Mark said in his video, this is you're smelling a can of A&W root beer. It is that good. It's dead on. It's dead on. Okay, Italian Citrus, Smoky Mountain, my all-time favorite, Zombie Punch. This is probably my favorite soap out of my entire den. This is the one right here. And last but not least, this one is not on their menu. They make it in a bar soap, so I asked John if he could make one for me in a shave soap. This one is Blueberry Cobbler. This is another really good scent. Now, Mark, I noticed in your video when you were shaving, you got your label wet. Now, John and I have talked about this extensively about, his labels are not waterproof. I actually put a picture up on Instagram one time and my root beer label was all screwed up. So he actually sent me a fresh label. Thank you, John. It's a little bit of extra work, but what I've done is I bought this pack of clear sticker paper, right? These are just, just a sticker. And I got one of these things to cut a circle, and you set it for 2.5 millimeters, and you can make your own little cover to go over the label. Now, is this going to be good enough to take it into the shower and protect it? No, but it will protect it under conditions like Mark had the other day, where he just dripped some water on it and it ruined the label. But it will say stop that. Now, like I said, it's a little bit of extra work, but for me, it's worth it. I don't mind doing it. Now, if anybody knows where to find a decent waterproof paper that John can print at home, I don't think he's got a laser printer, but if you know of a waterproof paper that John can print at home, that's not going to cost, more than his mortgage, could you contact me or Mark or even John directly at Enchanted Path Creations? You guys can find them on at enchantedpathcreations.com, or you can find them on Facebook. All right. Anyway, that's it for now. I just wanted to share that with you, Mark, because when I saw that you were using them, I was like, oh my God, now they're going to be out there. So, which I'm glad for them, but sad for me, because they've been my dirty little secret. All right, guys, you guys have a great week, and we'll call that a shave. Y'all stay smooth.
Hey, Colonel Mully, thanks again for a great overview of some wonderful shave soaps from Enchanted Path Creations. Folks, we'll have a link to their website below where you can check out their shave soaps, their splashes, their balms, their bar soaps, their entire product line. I agree with Colonel Mully. The performance is just top notch. The scents are wonderful. A big thank you to Raul Alberto de la Rosa for giving us a heads up on Enchanted Path Creations shave soaps here. And again, a big thank you to Colonel Mully for confirming how wonderful this artisan is. Folks, again, we'll have a link below. Thanks again to Colonel Mully. Well, we heard from viewer James Sefton, and this is a follow-up to American Vintage Soap Company's Sandalwood Shave Cream. And James writes, Mark, I used the American Vintage Soap Company's Sandalwood Shave Cream today, and wow! I put a blueberry-sized dab of it in my fine lathering bowl and called out the Red Evil brush. I painted on a thin layer just to see how it would do, and I put it right there with any Phoenix shaving soap, and that's saying a lot, as you know. Have a great weekend, and I'll be looking forward to the 3MB. James. Well, James, thanks very much for confirming how wonderful American Vintage Soap Company's Sandalwood Shave Cream is. We did a review on this. This is wonderful. I love the sandalwood scent, a great classic sandalwood scent. And the performance was absolutely wonderful, and they pack in so much. This is going to last you a good long time, and it also comes in a classic-looking glass jar. So, my gosh, touching all the bases with a really, really wonderful shaving cream, a sandalwood shaving cream from American Vintage Soap Company. It's available on Amazon. We'll get a link for you in the description below. James, thanks again very, very much. And that wraps up this week's look at new wet shaving gear. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some of these questions and comments. Hey, viewer Rodney Ripplinger sent along this really, really wonderful and valuable information regarding Boar shaving brushes. And he writes, "Hi, Mark. This is a very good article about Boar shaving brushes. It answered most of the questions I had about them. Now, this is a wonderful article entitled A Beginner's Guide to Boar Brushes. Since we've been talking about Boar brushes, this absolutely fits in perfectly. Rodney, thank you very, very much. Again, it's called A Beginner's Guide to Boar Brushes, and you can find it on the Bruce On Shaving website. And here's what they have to say about it. The author of this fascinating and seminal article is Zach. It appeared on a forum a while ago and is credited with changing the attitude of the shaving community towards Boar brushes. Recent deletions and shenanigans typical of shaving forums have persuaded Zach to have this published here to give it a safe home and to reach a wider audience. Wow, that's fantastic. Again, folks, it's called A Beginner's Guide to Boar Brushes. Rodney, thank you very, very much for sending this along to the channel and allowing me to share with all the viewers out there. Folks, this really helped Rodney in understanding Boar brushes, and I hope you find it as informative as well. We'll link it below. Again, it's available at the Bruce On Shaving website. It's called A Beginner's Guide to Boar Brushes. The author is a gentleman named Zach, and it really has helped a lot of people understand Boar shaving brushes. Rodney, thanks again very, very much. Well, we've been talking about glass bottles and glass jars in today's show, and in previous Monday morning mailbags, we've mentioned how much we love our shave soaps and our splashes and our shave creams in glass jars. They're absolutely wonderful. Again, we've got this great classic glass jar from American Vintage Soap Company. This is terrific. We talked about Adidas Dynamic Pulse. Very affordable, comes in a glass bottle, and also has this great kind of like a curve, like what is that? Like an inward curve on the sides of the bottle with these little grippy dots that are kind of like a little stippling or so that are kind of built in, so you can really get a nice hold of it and just pour it right into your hands and be very, very generous with it. Yeah, that's a really nice design. And of course, Arion and Evans, they have some great glass jars for their shave soaps. Again, here is Latte e Menta. Boy, this is terrific. And I love the lid. I love the glass jar right here. You can see it right here. This is terrific. That's a marvelous, marvelous scent. And again, check out the glass bottle that the aftershave comes in. Look at that. Isn't that marvelous? I mean, that's a manly looking bottle right there, right? Yeah, that's fantastic. And of course, here's another one from Ariana Evans, Khalifa. This is a great scent. This is, that's fantastic. Again, a glass jar. Something really classic about glass jars, glass bottles. And again, all of Phoenix Shaving's wonderful aftershave cologne splashes come in these beautiful, beautiful glass bottles. And they look great in the shave den, and it enhances the product in so many ways, being a glass bottle, a glass jar. A lot of wet shavers really, really prefer glass. However, you got to be careful in the shave den. And this comes from Joel Toronto. Joel, thank you very much for sending this along. And he sent along these photos of his Sarpone de Barra Antigiana. And he writes, "This hurt. It was my fault. Oh my goodness." And he writes, "I had it on the edge of the table. It fell off. I was able to order another one. With this one smash, luckily I have about 99 others." Plastic containers have their advantages. Laugh out loud. Yes, that is true. Plastic containers do have their advantages. Joel, I'm glad you were able to you replace that, and I'm glad that you didn't cut yourself and nothing bad happened, that sort of thing. This also reminds me, my rule of thumb is to always have footwear in the shave den when I'm shaving, and especially when I'm using a glass jar, a glass bottle, that sort of thing. Always have footwear just in case something happens. This is a great reminder that if you're using shave soap, shave creams, aftershave splashes, balms that are contained in glass jars, glass bottles, really just slow down, take your time, don't rush through your shave, enjoy your shave, make sure you have enough counter space where everything is on the counter comfortably and you won't knock anything over inadvertently, that sort of thing. Take your time, enjoy the shave, have footwear on, obviously, have footwear. Don't do it in your bare feet, especially if you're using glass. That's my rule of thumb. And make sure you have enough counter space there to accommodate your shave soap, your aftershave balm, your aftershave splash, your razor, your brush, that sort of thing. Just make sure you have enough real estate there so that everything fits on there comfortably and you lessen the chance of something falling off the counter and shattering and breaking, that sort of thing. And also, my rule of thumb is make sure you got something on your feet, some good slippers, tennis shoes, something, so that you don't cut your foot in case something does fall on the ground. So, Joel, thanks again very, very much. Great to hear that you were able to replace it, and you also have many, many other selections in the wings. That's great. Joel, it's a wonderful reminder. Folks, take your time, enjoy the shave. And that wraps up another Monday Morning Mailbag. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers and sellers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They make and offer some wonderful artisan shave soap. They also offer some wonderful wet shaving gear to enhance your traditional wet shave. The next time you're online, please take a moment, pay them a visit. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/Mark Zarady, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video or try to find all the differences before time runs out. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.